Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. In today's video, we'll talk about whatever you guys want to that is money, finance, budget related. We will also likely talk about 2025 taxes, which originally I had labeled 2026 taxes because we'll be filling those out in the year 2026 because it's 2026, but we're doing our 2025 taxes. Um, it's the Grammys today. I have no idea who is nominated. Sometimes it's just fun. Hi, Levon. Look, I'm wearing little hearts too, and you left me little hearts. It's always good to see you. It's always good to see friendly faces. It's good to see new faces, though. If you're new to the channel, just pop into chat and let me know if you have any finance or budget questions. Um, we can also talk about we also do not have to talk about finance. Like, it's possible that I'm gonna pull up the list of Grammy nominees, and we'll go through that and make our productions. Hi, Larry. Good to see you. So I love talking about money, finance, budget, all of those things. I'm gonna have the advice I've that most finance YouTubers have. I don't know why I air quotes, but it's just going to be to play the long game, to invest, don't move it, invest in index funds. But I'm not your financial advisor, but that's what I'm doing. And yeah, just put your money in and hold long term, kind of no matter what the stock market does. I'm also someone I advocate finding a friend who has like Webull, Robinhood, M1 Finance, Moomoo, Public. That's 5 right there. Robinhood. And just getting all the free stocks that you can and watch how those free stocks that you get behave in the market. Like, and what I mean by behave is like, what does it do if there's news of the Epstein files leaking? Or what does it do if there's news about, maybe there's so many things that we could talk about today. I live in California. I think most of you know that. But I live in California, and then I came home and my mom was like, "Shelly, they're closing all of the Amazon Fresh stores." Also, for you, those of you who don't know, my mom moved in with me about a year and 4 months ago, maybe. So my mom's been living with me. Big change for her because not only did she change her neighborhood where she's living, but she also changed um she's not driving. So we go everywhere together. And it hurts her to walk long distances. And sometimes, like when we're both grocery shopping and I'm figuring out what I want, she's figuring out what she wants, it can be like a long trip, even at the grocery store. And we had found Amazon Fresh, which I kind of love because I'm always buying. I know this is a channel about budget, finance, and money, but I'm buying stuff off Amazon, right? I'm looking in front of me, like I've got a little hairbrush, I've got um scar bandages. I go to Disneyland, I bought a little fan to go to Disneyland, but it can also like dry your skincare products, right? I'm getting chargers or electronics for eBay. Hi, Debbie. We can talk about the movies if you wait just 1 second. 1 second. We're gonna movie theater, so we'll go over the movie grosses. But I'm buying stuff at Amazon, and it's great to return things at Amazon Fresh. It was convenient, and the store is small enough that me and my mom could like do our grocery shopping without like wearing her out. Like some of those Ralphs and Vons and Whole Foods, they're kind of spread out. So we were going to Amazon Fresh, and she really liked that store, and so did I, because two birds with one stone. You guys know that I think one of the biggest wastes of money is not returning something that you're not going to use. Like, I know that I have been guilty in the past of buying something on Amazon and it doesn't fit, or it's just not quite as advertised, and you really should return it, but it's just sits at your house too long. That to me is wasted money, and that drives me nuts, right? So it was really convenient. And in this week's news, my mom reported to me that all of the Amazon Fresh stores are closing. Some of them might get converted to Whole Foods, but I'm just going to be honest, right? I don't think my neighborhood is quite ready for like whole paycheck kind of prices. So, and there's already a Whole Foods kind of close to me. You can normally do your Amazon returns there, but like I don't want to do my grocery shopping at Whole Foods. I wish that I could afford to do my grocery shopping at Whole Foods, but like no. And my mom and I also like we like the markdown items. Like, so the stuff that's normally full price, but, like, maybe you need to eat it tomorrow, so it's 75% off. We get to try a lot of things that we wouldn't normally buy because they're too expensive that way, and they just don't really have that at, Whole Foods. So, I come home and not only is there the news about those layoffs and all the stores closing, and I think I read it's about 30,000 jobs, but at the same time, I read that UPS is gonna be laying off 15,000 workers. And I just like, maybe it's they don't wanna put this in the headlines, but I'm not seeing headlines about job creation. It's just like all downsizing, and it's a little bit concerning, right? Because not only are we not really oh, and California's unemployment rate is getting pretty high. I think it's at 5.5%. So anyway, let me know taxes, Grammys, losses of jobs. You let me know what you guys want to talk about. Debbie, I know you want to know what the number one and number two movies are this week. Well, we'll talk about the top 10. Also, have you seen the movie Send Help? So that's going to be the one that I would probably recommend to you, Debbie, because I know that you do horror. So sorry if that just went blank. And I'm going to take a sip of coffee, so that means please take a moment and like the video. Send Help is the number one movie. So the premise of Send Help, the trailer's really good, or the trailer looks really good. It's kind of like Survivor, which my mom and I have been watching a lot of Survivor, but like evil Survivor. So Rachel McAdams has this boss, he's not nice to her, and they go on some trip and then they get stranded and kind of the roles are reversed and she has to kind of navigate that. It looks really good, but it also looks like it can be a little bit horror. And so, oh, hi Cindy, I didn't see that you were in here also. I missed you the last couple of weeks. So good to have you in here. Anyway, it looks like it could be a little bit gruesome, which is not normally my thing. Um, but because my mom and I have been watching so much Survivor, it kind of looks like fun also. I don't know how horror can be fun, like getting stranded and whatever they're gonna do when they get stranded, but it looks kind of fun because it's a little bit of a like revenge arc, right? Like she gets her revenge on her bad boss, I think. Okay, anyway, so the top 10 movies. Okay, I'm just gonna say I heard a lot in the news about how the Melania movie was doing terrible, but it is the number 3 movie this weekend. So we have Send Help was number 1 with 20 million, then The Iron Lung with 18 million, then Melania with 7 million. It's the number 3 movie. It's in the top 10. Zootopia. Now, did it probably make back what they spent? Probably not. But also the per theater average, I mean, it's $2,000 off for the next theater, but I mean, it's still pretty high. Then Zootopia 2 is the number 4 movie. Shelter, the number 5 movie. Avatar Fire and Ash is number 6. Number 7 is Mercy. Number 8 is The Housemaid, which, Debbie, that's the one you were asking me about before. I did not see that. Then Marty Supreme. Then number 10 is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, which I did hear is good. And then Hamnet, which also I've heard is very, very, very good. That one's got a lot of Oscar buzz around it. But everybody comes out of the movie crying when they watch it. So I don't know. Okay. Last week we were looking at the prices of cars. We can talk about any of that. Everything's lagging. So I'm wondering if there's There we go. Oh, The Housemaid was good. So I would watch that. I just don't know if I'm gonna watch it in theaters. So Debbie, are you gonna see Send Help? Because I feel like that's right up your alley. It looks fun. So I'm definitely gonna watch that. I just don't know if I'm gonna wait until it comes out. Oh, I know this is terrible, but my mom doesn't exactly love going to the movies in the theater. Also, my mom has gotten really, like, I don't wanna use the word spoiled, but she really likes a theater where they have full reclining seats, which one of the locations in my com in the not my company, but in the company I work for, they do have the reclining seats, but a lot of them don't. Like, the one where I work, we don't have reclining seats, so my mom has not seen a movie where I work. Also, guys, I got a little promotion. So I'm really happy about that. It's been a long time in the works. I mentioned that that was coming. So it's been a really good week. And then my coworker, I have you guys, I have a really great team, right? And a really great staff. So if you guys are tuning in, and I have really great former staff, like supportive and just, um, like really, really great. But I have an assistant who is one of the best assistants. I mean, they're all the best assistants, but I have one who's really good, you guys. So I'm super, super lucky. And he always says that he's got lucky guy syndrome. And he was working on a movie. It's a horror movie, Debbie, but not like super wide release or anything like that. But he won an award for best horror comedy. So I don't know. That's really cool. And then we now have a new saying. I like to come up with like phrases and sayings. Set well, I guess he came up with this one. But so I was like, lucky guy syndrome strikes again, except for really, and this is why he's such a good assistant, hard work and dedication getting rewarded. And he said, hard work syndrome. So I think that's, kind of my motto going into this year. Cindy says, I bet the bad weather has affected the theater numbers. I want to see Melania. Okay, so I'm going to say this also, right? And I don't think this will be a surprise to anybody. I also would like to see the movie Melania. Um, I think just being in California, I think you're not supposed to say that. But here's the thing, you guys. My channel is literally called Shelly's Millions. Now, I don't know if I don't know a lot about her, and I would like to know more about her because just like just going to be transparent. She, from what I understand, does not come from a lot of money. And now she's the first lady. And even if she wasn't married to Donald Trump, or sorry, even if Donald Trump wasn't the president, he is still a very, very, very wealthy man. And so I'm curious what her story is. And I enjoy learning about people, right? So why not get to hear uh her story? Like I bet it's fascinating. Um does it need to be a whole movie in a whole movie theater? I don't know. A lot of times now we're documenting things. And also, I'm just gonna say, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's aging well. Uh, she's not a super young lady and she's always dressed well and wearing like pretty high heels and pretty outfits. Like so I'm just curious. I would see that movie, and you know, I I would use it as a way to, like, learn more about other people. I don't and I bet other people are curious too. Like, so one, I'm like, "Wow, she, like, moved her way up, right? By marrying rich." I don't know. I don't know her family history. Maybe she did have money. That's not the feeling I get, but, like, I don't know for sure. So I would like to know. I'm curious how they met, about, like, how they fell in love. Um, she's very stoic a lot of the times, like, you can't read her expressions. Like, people talk about media training, right? I was just watching something about media training. I think it's something that, like, you don't necessarily, um like, I don't think about that. I should probably. But somebody asked, I wanna say it was Kevin Hart. I literally just watched this TikTok. It was like somebody watching Kevin Hart, and they were like, "Would you rather have a gay son or, like, a daughter who's promiscuous?" Right? But they used a different word. They called her a thought. Anyway, um and he was like, "I just want healthy kids," right? And the clip underneath was, or like the words underneath were like, "Look how good his media training is," right? And it's kinda like, don't take the bait, right? Don't say something bad about women, don't put him in a position to say something bad about his kids, don't put him in a position to say something, "Oh, well, I wouldn't want a gay son, so I would rather have a promiscuous daughter," right? So he just sidestepped the whole question professionally and said, "I just want healthy kids. I don't care." So that is, media training, and Melania has definitely had, like, she must have had a lot of that, right? Because she just, like, doesn't react. But then sometimes there are some funny moments, like, when she swatted the president's hand away. But, like, I think people read way too much into that. Like, they're people, they're in a relationship. Sometimes, like, your husband's gonna annoy you, and, you're gonna swat his hand hand away. But anyway, I am curious about that movie. And it's so funny though because the weather here in California, you guys, it's so warm right now. Normally, February is our coldest month. Oh, I was looking at Tokyo. It's very cold in Tokyo right now because that's where my big trip this year will be. It's 75 degrees right now where I live at, and it's 11:16 and 75 degrees. But it's in the 50s overnight. You guys, I'm gonna be cold in Tokyo. I get cold anytime it's under 60, and, like, the high right now is 51 in Tokyo. But I'm not going in February, I'm going in December, so we'll see. Okay. But yeah, the weather's really good here in California, and I should say that I hope that if you are experiencing bad weather, that you are safe and, that you're okay. Alright, let's see here. Um, yeah. Should we look at the Grammys? Should this just be a fun stream? I wanted to talk about my taxes and just taxes in general and see if what you guys think about taxes. Here's my dilemma about taxes and why I wanted to discuss it kind of with you guys. I'm getting to a point where I usually contribute to my IRA, right? Not a Roth IRA. I do the one where you save the taxes now. But that lowers your taxable income, which also in the long run is going to lower your earnings history. Hi, Steve. Oh, it warmed up 28 degrees. Wait, is it at 28 right now or it warmed up 28 more degrees from whatever it was? Let me see if I can look. Oh, that's crazy. Save your energy. Oh, okay, Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Okay, let's see. Should I look at Let's look at Wisconsin Rapids. Oh no. Oh no. 24 degrees at Wisconsin Rapids. I don't know if that's close to you. Also, like anywhere near water, I'm assuming the rapids are near the water, is gonna be cold. But oh no. And it's gonna be 2 degrees overnight. Oh, and then Friday it's supposed to snow. That is cold, cold. But it says it feels like 9 degrees. Oh, that sounds terrible. Okay. So I'm sorry, it's so cold there. It's sunny here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay. Okay. Whew. And then it's in the 20s in Indiana, and the dogs have gone outside. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad about that. I hadn't thought about that. I have seen videos where the dog doesn't want to go outside or when the dogs are really as excited to go out in the snow. Okay, but anyway, taxes, you guys. And Steve, I know you've made a lot of good decisions about your taxes and like the high deductible health plan and your HSA and things like that, which I did not do in 2025. Our open enrollment is coming up for the first time in years, I'm actually gonna do, like, the call about our insurance options because I wanna ask. Oh, you had -20. Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys are warmer. I'm glad the dogs are going out. That is too cold for this California girl. Have I ever been in cold like that? I don't think so. I was thinking about going snowboarding. We do have snow here in California, but it's not like that. I was thinking about going to Mountain High, and there's always, like, a snow report. Mountain High. Mountain High, California. That is not coming up. Mountain High. Okay, well, it's not coming up, and I don't exactly know the town, but ooh, it's cold. Okay, so taxes. And Steve, I'm curious, and Richard, I'm curious for you guys to like chime in on this. So, my question is like, I like a refund just as much as the next person, right? So, if follow me along on this, if I contribute $7,000 to my IRA. So if I the maximum annual amount and for the year 2025, I have up until April 15th of 2026 to contribute. So, if I put $7,000 into my IRA and I have the money to do that, it's sitting in a savings account. So I could transfer it from the savings account to an IRA, no problem. That would lower my taxable income by that $7,000, which would mean I'd get a refund, a tax refund of about $1,500, $1,500. So on the one hand, that's really like $7,000 worth of savings that I'm only paying $5,500 for, right? And if I save some now, I get some back now, right? So on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, I want that refund. I want to be able to save $7,000, but I only paid 5,500 to save it, right? Okay, so that's one way to look at it. And for the most part, that's how I've looked at it all these prior years. I haven't always been able to do the full 7,000, but for the last several years I have. Like I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna pay taxes. I wanna stick it to the man," right? Nobody really I wanna contribute my fair share. I wanna help, pay to keep the neighborhood safe. I wanna pay for the street cleaning. I wanna pay there's giant potholes. I am okay paying to help fix all those things, right? If we need more street lights or we need to pay the garbage man or, like, whatever my taxes are being used for to keep schools safer, I'm down. Um, but at the same time, like, I don't wanna part with my money is probably like, I wanna contribute, but I also don't wanna part with my money. I don't wanna just give it to the government, right? Even though I know that they need it. So if I owe, it feels like, giving it giving it away to the government, even though they're using it for things that, like, my city and state probably need, or that, like, my fellow Americans probably need. On the flip side of that, right, it's lowering my taxable income, which at some point is going to catch up with me, meaning when they're calculating how much my Social Security check is going to be, my annual income for all the years that I paid into my IRA, my taxable income is going to be less. So the amount that they're showing when they're calculating how much my Social Security check is going to be is also going to be less. So I'm starting to think about how, and I'm 48, I'll be 49 this year. So I'm starting to think about how the decisions I'm making, and I've always thought about that, which is why I contribute to the 401k. But now I'm starting to be like, is this the best choice for me to contribute to the traditional IRA? And that's what I'm not sure about. So I'm curious what you guys think. Should I and I'm not really considering a Roth IRA. I either want the tax advantage now or I just like kind of maybe that's stupid. Maybe I should do the Roth IRA. I guess I should do the Roth IRA, right? My thing is that's the Roth IRAs, in my opinion, are good for people who are going to be in a higher tax bracket when they retire. I think I'm just gonna kind of be the same. I don't know for sure, but I think I'm gonna kind of be the same, kind of right in the middle, where I've saved some for taxes, or for retirement, but not a crazy amount. And like every year, like the standard deduction gets more. The amount of money that you can earn to claim the standard deduction gets more. I don't, I just I don't see myself being in a really different tax bracket when I retire. Okay, Steve says, I just pulled 2,700 from my HSA to pay me back for Medicare. That is awesome. And even oh, let me take a sip of coffee because this is like it's at least interesting. I don't know if it's good news, bad news. It's just neither. It's just I was talking with my actual doctor, my general practitioner about the high deductible health plan. And I'm going to share with you guys what she said about that. Um, she said that it's a really great option and that kind of frees people up to okay, that's interesting, Steve. So you converted 20,000 to a Roth. So if you were in my shoes, so far, I'm 48. I'm hoping to retire when I'm like 59, so like 11 more years. And I really want to focus on my health and staying healthy for those 11 years and keeping my mobility and stuff like that. Cuz guys, like honestly, after sit in this chair for this hour that I'm with you guys, I'm going to be like stiff when I get up and it's going to like hurt my hips and stuff. I'm too young for that. I got to keep the old machine running and oiled and in good condition so that when I retire, I can enjoy it. But okay, so far I've only done traditional IRA and 401k, which lowers my income, right? Is that what I want? Like, I mean, I think I'll be okay with the amount of money that I have in my 401k to support me when I'm older. But don't I also wanna start thinking about maximizing and reporting as much income as I can so that my Social Security checks are bigger, right? I need to think about that as well. And then I am curious about the Roth, and I for this coming year, I'm 99.999% sure that I'm gonna do a high deductible health plan. Here's what my doctor said about that. She says it frees up your choices. She says, "Just tell them that you're paying cash and just pay cash." Okay, that's interesting, Cindy. So, yeah, I've also thought about that as well. So, we'll talk about that in 1 second. Let me pin that comment. Okay. So, the high deductible health plan, she says that my doctor, my actual doctor who, like, uses these plans and takes these plans, she said it's for most people, it's actually just gonna be better to be like, "I'm paying cash, I don't have insurance, charge me the cash price." Now, I don't know if you have to disclose that you have high deductible health plan when you go. You probably do, right? Like, you probably like, there's that box, at least here in California, it's like, "Do you have any other insurance that could pay for this?" So I bet that they wanna try and run it through insurance first. Okay, anyway, let me catch up on your comments. Oh, Cindy says it's cold. Steve said he pulled the 2,700 from his HSA. Cindy says it's cold in Georgia, but it's unusual. And you've been to Arizona where it was cold, so it could happen. Steve said that this year he converted 20,000 to the Roth. Yeah, and there's a way to, like, convert it also and not lose it, so maybe I need to convert some money to the Roth. Maybe I still do the IRA now and then just convert it later. So Cindy says, "I think you'll do better by keeping your money under your control. Some in the Roth or regular IRA would help to keep you under a tax range." So yeah, that's the goal for reporting less income is to stay beneath a certain tax range so that you get a refund. And I do like a refund, but is that best long term? So already, when it comes to, I don't know if you guys can you hear that? It's my washing machine. It's like thumping the whole house because I have my washing machine in my kitchen, which is right on the other side of this door because that's the only place it fits. And I really like having a washer dryer in the house. But anyway, um, at what point is lowering my income not actually a smart move? Let's try and Google this. Like maybe there's like a calendar that I can use. If I My screen might go black while I over. Is how does contributing to IRA reduce your Social Security benefits? That's what I want to know. Okay, so this says contributing. Let's see if you guys can see it. Okay. Now let's see this Kiplinger article. How IRAs impact Social Security. Traditional IRAs impact Social Security in certain ways. Some IRA distributions count as income, and that could lower your benefits. Interesting. Also, you guys, this is an interesting picture, I think. Everything on this counter is white, right? And then they just have jelly. Is this toast over here? Is this a banana? Okay, anyway, that's not important. Everything's, this coffee cup's white, the paper's white, the computer's white, the coffee cup's white, the tea kettle's white, and then we've got this red jelly. Also, I wonder if AI made this picture because we have these. First of all, he's looking at papers and he's got his laptop, but then she's got her tablet too. Like, they can't just share the one laptop. All right, whatever. Okay. Anyway, in many cases, traditional IRAs impact Social Security benefits by increasing your taxable income. That's when you're withdrawing it, I guess. Having a solid plan for your distributions can save you thousands of dollars. So it's worth understanding how these two pillars of retirement planning work together. Combining Social Security benefits and an IRA can be an effective strategy for funding your retirement. However, if you take a distribution from a traditional, not Roth IRA, you may have to pay taxes on your Social Security benefits. This can certainly have a major impact on your retirement income. So let's take a deeper look at how this works. Yes, please. How IRAs, oh my God, my washing machine's going insane right now. How IRAs impact Social Security. Taxes on Social Security benefits. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits are subject to federal income taxes. But again, like, I feel like my Social Security income is going to be, hi Nemo, Los Angeles. Like, even now, it's not going to be in a very high tax bracket, right? It's just not. I need one of those like estimates on how much my Social Security check's going to be. Okay. Up to 85% of your Social Security benefits are subject to federal income taxes. This is based on your combined income or your adjusted gross income, your AGI, plus non-taxable interest and half of your annual Social Security benefits. You will include the amounts from your spouse if you file jointly. Also, like, I've always just assumed that I'm going to be filing single, but I'm just going to put it out in the world. I wouldn't mind getting married even though I'm older. Okay. As for the adjusted gross income, it includes wages, interest, investment income, and distributions from traditional 401ks and IRAs. You can make adjustments, such as for a health savings account, HSA, and other calculations that may change your AGI. Here are the tiers of taxes due on Social Security benefits for individuals and couples filing jointly. If your combined income is under 25,000 for single or 32,000 for married filing jointly, your benefits are not taxed. If it's between 25 and 34 or between 32 and 44 if you're filing jointly, up to 50% of your benefits may be taxed. And for combined income above 34,000 if you're single or above 44,000 if you're married, up to 85% of your benefits may be taxed. But again, like I just feel like those numbers will most likely be higher by the time I actually retire. But anyway, let's consider an example. Suppose you and your spouse are retired, your combined Social Security benefits are 35,000. You also take an IRA distribution of $35,000. Half of your Social Security benefits is 17,500, which you then add to the IRA distribution for a total of 52,500 in taxable income. Remember that while this amount is above the threshold for being taxed as much as 85% of the benefits, this does not necessarily mean that you'll pay at this level. This is the maximum. You can use Worksheet 1 from IRS Publication 915 to calculate your taxable benefits. But this is a complex area, and it's a good idea to seek the help of a tax expert or use tax software. However, if you've not taken an IRA distribution, then the Social Security benefits would have been tax-free. Another issue with the IRA withdrawal is that it can push you into a higher Medicare income related monthly adjusted amount, IRMAA bracket. This increases your Medicare premium, says Marcus Holzberg, a certified financial planner at Holzberg Wealth Management. Since Medicare is deducted from your Social Security check, this will inadvertently reduce your Social Security benefits. Do IRA withdrawals count as income for Social Security? Despite what you may have heard, the Social Security Administration does not count IRA distributions as earned income when determining Social Security payments. The same goes for pension payments, annuities, or interest and dividends from savings and investments. So that's good. None of that will lower your monthly benefits, although it can cause a taxable event if your AGI increases as a result. Required minimum distributions to avoid taxes on your benefits. You can defer making distributions from your IRA. This also has the benefit of allowing your money to grow, but there's a limitation. Required minimum distributions. This is when you must make withdrawals from your traditional IRA or other pre-tax retirement accounts, like a simple IRA, separate IRA, 401k, and 403b. The amount is considered income for taxes on your Social Security benefits. Required minimum distributions are triggered based on your age, ranging from 73 to 75. The amount of the withdrawal is based on a calculation from the IRS, which includes the account balance and your life expectancy. If you do not make the distribution, you'll be subject to paying income taxes and a 25% penalty. One way to deal with the impact of RMDs is by taking a qualified charitable distribution. This allows you to use distributions from your IRA to contribute directly to qualified charities. In doing this, the IRA distribution is not included in your income, thereby lowering your AGI. And on the other hand, you can delay when you claim your Social Security benefits. You can wait until age 70. For every year you delay receiving the benefits, your annual payment increases by about 8%. And like maybe what I want to do to try and keep things lower is maybe I wouldn't start taking my Social Security until like maybe I would kind of just deplete the 401k first before I start tapping into Social Security. I'm gonna have another sip of coffee. You guys know that means to please like the video. Also, I think we're gonna look at the Grammys just because I think that'd be fun. I don't even know who's nominated, but yeah, okay. Cindy, part of why I pinned your comment though about I think you'll do better by keeping your money under your control. Some in Roth or regular IRA would help to keep you under a certain tax range. So I'm thinking my house will be paid off this year for sure. I have enough money that I could pay it off now, but I'm not gonna do that. I would be losing money by doing that, like, just a couple dollars, um, a month. Also, like, I'm nervous for some reason about paying, my property insurance myself and my property taxes myself. Like, I know I'm a whole grown person and, like, I know that I make smart financial decisions. I know I've got that hard work, the lucky hard work syndrome, whatever I said earlier. But the bank's been doing it for 15 years or 13 years or however long, and now I have to do it, and it's just something new, and I'm like, "What if I mess it up? What if I don't pay my taxes on time? What if I don't pay my, homeowner's insurance on time? Like, what if the credit card" I don't know. Whatever. I'm happy letting the bank do that for now. So I'm not in a rush to pay off the house, and because my interest in my high yield savings account is higher than it would be, than the interest rate on my house, like, there's no benefit to me paying it off early. What was my point? Oh, that my point is I also just got a little promotion, you guys. I'm so happy, which came with a little pay increase. Um, so I'm happy about that too. Like, it's all good news. It's more money, but what am I gonna do? What are my next steps? And I do wanna have a little bit of money. I don't think I wanna be a landlord. I'm too nice, right? I have too much of a bleeding heart. "Oh, you needed to buy dog food this month, or you had to take Scruffy to the vet. Okay, I'll just look you don't pay me, just pay for Scruffy's vet bill," like, I would not be good as a landlord, I don't think. But sometimes I do think about having an investment property. Like, maybe I could hire a property manager to do that part for me. Or maybe I just wanna buy, like, a second home in Georgia. That's where my half brothers and half sisters are. Like, maybe my mom would like to live there. So maybe, like, I have this house here, and then maybe I have a house in Georgia so that my mom can be near my half brother and my half sister. We have a lot of family in Georgia, and it's just me here in California. So maybe she would like that. Like, I don't know. But if I were to buy a second home, if I were to buy a business, you guys know that I'm like, maybe I would like to own a laundromat, laundromat. It's not a laundromat, but anyway, laundromat. I don't know why I can't say that today, but anyway, I would like to buy a laundromat. I need the money, I need cash, I need capital, startup funds to do that. I would need money for a down payment on a house. So, you can't really get it out if it's in a 401k or if it's in an IRA. So, that is why also that I have a lot of not a lot, but, like, why I have money right now in a high yield savings account and I'm not investing that. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Steve says, we're gonna pin this comment now. Steve says, you have to watch your tax bracket. That kind of changes how much you put in your 401k. You need to set a 401k goal and target it. Yes. Richard says, AI makes me nervous. Me too. Cindy says, when retire and withdraw from an IRA, it can increase your tax bracket during retirement. I don't think I'm going to go that much over where I am now, though. And if I am, that seems like a good problem to have. Okay. What is happening here? Okay. Steve says my 401k is growing so fast, I'm looking at bigger Roth conversion. So when I hit 73 and have to take out 4%, I'm not in the 22% tax bracket. Okay, so that again, Steve, great problem to have. So right now I've got 435,000 in my 401k. So if I have to take out 4% a year, that would be 17,400. Now, do I hope that grows? Let's say it grows to 1,000,000 times 0.04. That would be 40,000 a year plus whatever I'm getting in Social Security. And if I am single, that is going to put me. But like 40,000 plus whatever, it's not like I feel like that's going to be like 65, 75, maybe 85,000, but then there's still going to be like your standard deduction, right? You still get to take a standard deduction when you're retired. Everybody gets a standard deduction, right? So even if it was like 75, 85,000, there's still going to be standard deductions. There's still going to be like health insurance costs that'll lower that. Like there's going to be things that like lower your adjusted gross income still. And I just feel like in the next like 10 years, I feel like that lower threshold will probably climb to that amount because like that does seem to go up every year. Not like a crazy amount, but like something. Okay. Steve said, when I save money, I never thought I would have this amount of money and the tax issues. That's interesting. Steve, let me ask you this. Um, are you are you able to live like it sounds like you've made very smart financial decisions. I know you're doing the high deductible health plan. Um, so like a lot of people, they struggle just to be able to cover their medical costs, but that doesn't sound like it's your situation. And if you're worried about being in a higher tax bracket, like it seems like you're doing okay. I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like maybe I'm on a similar path. Are you able to live comfortably or is money and I know that you also make like smart decisions with the money that you do have. Like you mentioned buying eggs from the Amish, which I just think is super cool. Are you able to make are you able to live comfortably? Or do you still like worry like if the roof on your house were to have a leak? Would you be able to fix that without putting it on a credit card? Like, could you take an extra distribution? And if you did, would that really negatively affect your monthly income? And if you don't wanna answer that, just be like, "I'm not comfortable saying that, but I'm curious." Because those are all things that I think about. I know even now, like, we just did the required if I get to $1,000,000 times 4%, that would be $40,000. Let's also do 1,000,000 divided by 40,000. Okay, that would be 25 years. So if I retired when I'm 60, I could take out $40,000 until I was 85. Um, so that might be an option, but, like, if in 10 years, what is the cost of, like, just replacing my roof gonna be, you know? Like, am I gonna have to take out my distribution? So that's what I'm saving for. I wanna be I do. I hope it's not bad to say that I want to be comfortable when I retire, and by comfortable, I mean, I wanna be able to afford to go to the doctor. If I need a caretaker, because I am single, I would like to be able to afford that. If I need to pay somebody to drive me to the doctor or to pick me up after surgery, I want to be able to do that. If I need to pay for a new roof, I wanna be able to do that. Okay, this is great. You don't work Steve, that's good news, and I'm glad to hear that. Um, Rob's 401k. Don't worry at all, your roof is paid, cash and doesn't move the needle on your 401k. That is awesome, because that's right now, that's what I'm saving for. I'm saving to make sure that like, I don't have kids. I'm not married. Um, my friends are all as old as I am, and they don't really have kids either. Um, my mom probably will not be here when I'm, like, older. So it's just me. It's always just been me, and that's why Shelly's Millions. Um, I'm not would I love to take a vacation? Yes. Would I love to buy did I buy a Labubu? Yes. Do I want a $300 Labubu? Also, yes. Am I gonna buy it? No. Um, I wanna take vacations. I would like to have nice things, but I don't need, like, a flashy car. I don't need a f I don't sometimes I do like flashy clothes, but I'm also chunky, so, like, the really expensive things, like designer stuff, doesn't fit me anyway, so I don't really have to worry about that. Um And Steve, I love that. You live on 20K, which is about what your Social Security is a year. So that also, I do want to live. Okay, so I was just like, I like flashy things. I do. Um, I'm going on a vacation this year. I'm going to Japan. I got the plane tickets pretty much for free, and they're business class plane tickets using credit card points. But the hotels, I'm going for 13 nights. It's my first time in Japan. And I'm traveling by myself, so I don't wanna I wanna be careful where I stay, right? Um, so just the hotels alone are gonna be a little bit pricey. But, when I was also just talking about mobility issues at 48. So when I retire, I wanna be able to travel, but I don't know if that's a reality. Even now, I don't really need clothes. So, like, health insurance, a gym membership, a personal trainer, I think for me, where my house is gonna be paid off this year. So that upkeep on my house, insurance, which has gone up again, no surprise there, but, like, ugh, still hate it. Um, Insurance will go up, property tax will go up, health insurance will go up, my cell phone, computer, but outside of that, I don't really have expenses, like, for food. For most people, it's gonna be a house, which that, knock on wood, is gonna be taken care of for the long run. The house is gonna need maintenance, though. It's built in 1920. Sometimes I'm like, "How is this thing still standing?" I did get a new roof, a totally brand new roof when I moved in. Please hold up, roof. We don't get, like, a lot of rain in California, so, like, maybe it's fine. Um, but I've lived here, like, 13 years now without any super major repairs. I did the roof 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. It was guaranteed for 10 years, so we're out of that. And then, like, they said it should last 20 years, but, like, so in the next, like, 8 years, I'll probably need a new roof. It definitely, like, it needed tented for termites when I got it, and in the garage that my best friend uses for work from home, there's been termites in there. So, like, sometimes I just feel like one day the wind's gonna be like, and it's gonna blow my house down. So, like, the house will probably need some major work. But outside of that, like, I don't know. I'm hoping to be able to live off my Social Security as well, right? I don't want to have to, and I don't wanna have to worry. Like, at some point, I'll probably need a new car as well. So those are my expenses, which is, I guess, why I wanna have cash at the ready in case a good business opportunity comes up, or in case I wanna buy a second house, or because yeah, maybe I get to travel now a little bit. Maybe I get to grow it to Shelley's Millions with an S, because in net worth, we're at that $1,000,000 mark. My house, somehow in the last couple of weeks, it seems like, this year, it's showing that it's increased in value. Steve said, "I traveled when I was young, so travel isn't what I like to do. I've been retired 3 years now, and your 401k went up 40%. That is awesome." That's, like, a good problem to have. I mean, it's not a problem at all. That's excellent. I love that. So Steve, what do you enjoy doing now? Right? Because, like, so my mom is 78, she'll be 79 this year, and she's like, "Shelly, I'm happy just sitting at home." To me, that's hard to imagine, But that's what she says she likes to do. Oh my god, let's look at the Grammys really quick, you guys. I don't even really care about the Grammys, but I have another coworker who's also really awesome, and he's into the Grammys. So let's see who's nominated. Let's see if I even know any of these bands really. Okay, let's see. Who are the Grammy nominees? Let's see. Sorry if I went black for a second. Okay. Kendrick Lamar leads the 2026 Grammy nominations with 9, followed by Lady Gaga, Jack Antonoff, Circuit, Bad Bunny, Sabrina Carpenter, and Leon Thomas. Okay, let's see that. Let's go to the official page. Okay. Aren't we there? Oh my god. Okay, see the full nominations list. Let's do that. Is that where we already were? Did it go? I don't know. Okay, read more. Okay, these are the performers. The host. Come on, take me to the nominations. It just keeps going in circles. Also, I do love looking at everybody's outfits. Oh, those are still performers. How to watch. Okay. Now, presenters. Why is this hard, you guys? It should not be this hard. It's okay. Push it again. It's not working. See the full list. Download a PDF. I don't want to download a PDF. Oh, maybe this was the read more? No. Check out the full list. I'll keep pushing it. Okay, here we go. All right, the general field. Record of the year. DTMF by Bad Bunny, Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, Anxiety by Doechii, Wildflower by Billie Eilish, Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Luther by Kendrick Lamar with SZA, The Subway by Chappell Roan, APT by Rosé and Bruno Mars, category 2. How's this different? Is this how's record of the year? Okay, hold on. Now I gotta educate myself on the Grammys. Award to the artist and to the producers, recording engineers, and or mixers and or mastering engineers, if other than the artist. Okay. Then album of the year, which is the award to the artist, featured artist, and songwriters. Okay. So Bad Bunny, I can't say that. I feel like I don't know. My friend Abel loves, like, this one song by Bad Bunny, and I wonder if that's the one. Anyway, and it's a really good song. I just don't think I can say that. Okay, so Bad Bunny, Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, Clipsey, Pusha T, and Malice, Lady Gaga, Kendrick Lamar, Leon Thomas, and Tyler, the Creator. Song of the year, Abracadabra, Anxiety, Apt. I'm not saying that right. Anyway, DTMF, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. That's a good song. That's a good movie also. Luther, Manchild, and Wildflower. Best New Artist, Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye, The Marias, Addison Rae, Somber, Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young. I feel like it's going to be Cat's Eye. Okay, Producer of the Year, Non-Classical. A Producer's Award. Artist names in the parentheses. Dan Auerbach, Circuit, Dijon, Blake Mills, and Soundwave. Songwriter of the Year non-classical, Amy Allen. Edgar Barrera, Jesse Joe Dillon, Tobias Jesso Jr., Laura Veltz. And these are like all their songs, I guess. Okay. Field 1, pop, dance, and electronic. Daisies, Manchild, Disease, The Subway, and Messy. Okay, best pop duo, Defying Gravities for Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. I really did like that movie. Gabriella, Cat's Eye, APT, Rosé and Bruno Mars, 30 for 30, SZA featuring Kendrick Lamar. I like them as a duo. Okay. Best pop vocal album. Oh my God, you guys, we might not look at all. This is a lot. Swag, Man's Best Friend, Something Beautiful, Mayhem, I've Tried Everything But Therapy, Best Dance, Electronic, No Cap, Victory Lap, Space Invader, Voltage, and End of Summer. Best Dance Pop Recording, Bluest Flame, Abracadabra, Midnight Sun, Just Keep Watching, and Illegal, Best Dance Electronic Album. Oh my God, I can't even say that. Eusexia, 10 Days, Fancy That, Inhale, Exhale, FU Skrillex, You Think You're Andy Warhol, But You're Not. That's a good title. All right, let's see here. I don't know. How many categories are there? We're not even half done, you guys. I don't know if I'm going to go through all that. I've lost interest. I didn't know that there were this many categories for the Grammys. Anyway, those are tonight. That always makes it a little slow at the movie theater. Okay, should I keep going through these? Oh, Andrew, you're in Auckland. Okay, that is on my bucket list. When you come back, you have to let us know how that is. All right, this seems like a good way to end instead of instead of talking about the Grammys. It's probably like more in line with the channel. So I've gotten really not like really in. I've always been a little bit into points and miles, but I've really been trying to like maximize and everything this year. And so Australia and New Zealand are both places that I want to go, but they're not really places that you can get to easily on points. But I also really enjoy flying business class. So we're gonna have to see about that. But please let us know when you get back how that trip is. Tomorrow you're going to Wellington. You're gonna see the countryside as well. I had a friend who dated a guy who ended up moving to Wellington. That's where a lot of like the Lord of the Rings stuff is filmed, right? So cool. Okay. That is definitely on my bucket list. So this year I'm going to Tokyo. I'm going in December and I want to see these like snow monkeys. I think it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, I want to be in like my good girl. I want to be in my work hard, good girl travel era before my retirement era. I think that's it right now. Okay, sorry, I'm getting goofy at the end of this. Steve said, this year I'm growing year round. I'm making a cold frame this summer so I can grow year round. You ordered the seeds so I can do my starters for the garden. You're busy. That is so cool. My mom and I tried gardening. We both like it. I wouldn't say we're good at it. As a matter of fact, we grew a lot of weeds. That's what has happened. um, okay. Oh my God. Why is okay. All right, Nemo's heading out. I gotta head out too. Andrew says the flight from California was kind of brutal, 13 hours, but at least it was a red-eye flight the whole time. You just slept as much as you can. I gotta look at business class. Did you fly Qantas? Yeah. Also, apparently you can fly through Fiji and get there, and that looks like an option as well. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Happy Grammy Sunday. Happy get your taxes done early Sunday. I hope that everybody has a prosperous year with investing and a great year with budgeting. Also, a channel that I've been enjoying, but I think it's a little bit too extreme even for me, is Bradley on a Budget. So check out his channel. He is very thrifty and just budget conscious, and I think that's it's at least interesting. Some of his things. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay.